Modern humans love to complain about bad smells. We spend billions of dollars on perfumes, scented candles, and air fresheners. If a room smells slightly weird, we throw a complete panic attack. But if you took a time machine back to ancient times, your nose would instantly explode. Ancient civilizations didn't just tolerate gross body waste, they built entire global empires and mega economies on human urine and poop. Yes, you heard that right. Before modern chemicals existed, human waste was liquid gold. It was used to wash clothes, bleach teeth, tan leather, and fertilize giant crops. It was a multi-billion-dollar industry of pure filth. Let's start with the undisputed kings of gross hygiene, the ancient Romans. Romans built magnificent aqueducts, glorious temples, and sprawling roads. But they also cleaned their fancy white togas using human pee. You see, urine contains a very important chemical compound, ammonia. When urine sits out in the sun for a few days, it turns into pure ammonia. Ammonia is a natural, powerful cleaning agent that cuts through grease and stains. So the Romans set up giant clay pots on every city street corner. If a pedestrian needed to go, they just peed in the public pot. Free public bathrooms with zero privacy and maximum utility. Professional urine collectors, called fullones, walked around collecting these heavy pots daily. They poured the stale pee into giant stone tubs filled with dirty clothes. Then, poor workers stood inside the tubs barefooted. They stomped on the clothes in stale pee all day long like they were making wine. And surprisingly, it worked like magic. The ammonia dissolved grease, dirt, and sweat stains effortlessly. Their white wool togas came out glowing bright and fresh. Well, fresh in terms of color, definitely not in terms of smell, but the Romans didn't stop at laundry. They took this disgusting habit one step further into absolute madness. They used aged urine as a natural mouthwash. They believed the ammonia bleached their teeth and kept gums healthy. Roman poets even wrote satirical jokes about guys with suspiciously white smiles. Your teeth are bright because you drink pee every morning. The most expensive, highly rated mouthwash pee came all the way from Portugal. Romans literally paid premium import taxes for foreign urine. Imagine ordering artisanal imported pee on Amazon today. Naturally, where there is big demand, the government wants its cut. In the 1st century AD, Roman Emperor Nero introduced the world's first urine tax. A few years later, Emperor Vespasian brought the tax back to fill the empty treasury. Vespasian's son, Titus, thought this was completely disgusting and embarrassing. Titus confronted his father, asking, "Dad, are we really taxing human pee now?" Vespasian famously held a gold coin up to his son's nose. He asked, "Does this coin smell like urine?" Titus admitted, "No, father, it smells like gold." Vespasian smiled and uttered the legendary phrase, pecunia non olet. Money doesn't smell. That phrase is still used in business economics today, all thanks to ancient Roman urine collectors. But human pee wasn't the only valuable waste product. Human and animal poop was equally critical for human survival. Before synthetic fertilizers were invented in the 20th century, soil ran out of nutrients quickly. If you kept planting wheat in the same field, the soil died. The solution? Collecting every single drop of human waste. In medieval Europe and East Asia, night soil collectors had a vital job. They walked around cities at night, scooping out wooden outhouses and bucket toilets. They loaded heavy barrels onto horse carts and drove them out to rural farms. In medieval Japan, human waste was so valuable it was legally owned by landlords. Rich people's poop was actually sold for higher prices than poor people's poop. Why? Because rich people ate meat and better food, making their waste richer in nutrients. There was a literal hierarchy of poop pricing based on diet quality. You could be born poor, but at least your fertilizer had cheap budget rates. Meanwhile, over in medieval Europe, leather tanners used poop for making soft leather. Tanning leather was considered the nastiest job in human history. Tanneries were strictly banished to the outside edges of medieval towns. Workers collected dog poop and pigeon droppings in giant wooden buckets. They mixed the poop with water and soaked raw animal skins inside. Enzymes in the poop softened the stiff animal hides so they wouldn't crack. So if a knight was wearing nice, soft leather armor, or fancy leather boots, he was basically walking around covered in processed dog manure. glorious medieval chivalry at its absolute finest. As global populations exploded in the 19th century, food demand skyrocketed. Agriculture was running out of natural nitrogen fertilizer. The world was on the verge of catastrophic global starvation. Enter the guano craze of the 1800s. Guano is the fancy scientific name for accumulated bird and bat poop. Off the coast of Peru, millions of seabirds had been pooping on desert islands for thousands of years. Because it never rained there, the bird poop piled up into giant mountains. Mountains of solid, dried, super concentrated bird poop over 100 feet high. This stuff was 50 times more powerful than regular farm manure. It was the ultimate agricultural cheat code. Suddenly, bird poop became the most valuable commodity on Earth. The Peruvian government became ridiculously wealthy overnight by mining bird poop. Thousands of workers dug into white dust mountains in brutal heat. The smell was so strong that workers fainted constantly from poisonous ammonia fumes. In 1856, the United States got so jealous that Congress passed the Guano Islands Act. This federal law allowed any American citizen to claim any uninhabited island on Earth, as long as that island had bird poop on it. The U.S. Navy was literally authorized to protect bird poop deposits anywhere in the world. America ended up annexing over 90 islands across the Pacific Ocean just for bird droppings. Navies mobilized, borders shifted, and geopolitical tension erupted over bird waste. But bird poop wasn't just used to grow tasty tomatoes. It was also used to make deadly explosives. Bird and bat guano contains high concentrations of potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter. Saltpeter is the primary ingredient required to make gunpowder, so during major global conflicts, military forces raided dark caves for bat poop. During the American Civil War, Confederate soldiers crawled deep into limestone caves. They mined tons of bat droppings to manufacture bullets and cannon powder. Every time a cannon fired on the battlefield, it was powered by ancient bat droppings. Talk about an explosive discovery. But the ultimate breakthrough happened in the early 1900s. German scientists Fritz Haber and Karl Bosch invented a way to pull nitrogen directly out of air. The Haber-Bosch process created synthetic chemical fertilizer without needing poop or pee. It saved billions of people from global famine. Today, nearly half of the global human population relies on food grown with synthetic fertilizer. We finally retired the global poop trade, and we flushed our waste down modern ceramic toilets with clean water. But next time you step into a sparkling clean bathroom, take a second to appreciate modern plumbing and chemical engineering. Because for 99% of human history, your life revolved around waste. You would have washed your clothes in stale pee, brushed your teeth with imported Portuguese urine, worn leather boots softened with dog manure, and eaten crops grown with night soil collected by cart drivers. Ancient humans were the ultimate masters of recycling. Nothing went to waste, no matter how gross it was. They saw a bucket of filth and saw economic opportunity. They built roads, won wars, and expanded cities on recycled waste. It proves that human ingenuity knows no bounds when survival is on the line, even if that ingenuity smells absolutely terrible. Imagine trying to explain modern hand sanitizer to an ancient Roman fuller. Wait, you rub clear gel on your hands to kill microscopic invisible bugs? He would look at you like you were completely insane. Then he'd hop back into his tub of pee and keep stomping wool togas. Different times, different standards. It really puts your daily complaints into perspective. Complaining about a dirty dish in the sink? At least nobody stomped on your laundry in a bucket of urine this morning. History is messy, smelly, and weirdly fascinating. We love to focus on shiny castles, heroic kings, and epic battles, but behind every glorious empire was a mountain of smelly reality. Thousands of workers slaving away in the shadows with buckets and shovels, making sure the crops grew and the clothes stayed bright white. They are the unsung, forgotten heroes of human civilization. So let's raise a glass to the ancient urine collectors and night soil drivers. Without their gross jobs, humanity wouldn't have made it this far. We stand on the shoulders of giants, who happened to handle a lot of manure. Science and history always have a way of humbling us, reminding us that progress is built on unexpected foundations. Today, scientists are actually looking back at ancient waste management ideas. Researchers are testing urine-based fertilizers for sustainable farming again. They are even using recycled waste to grow food on space stations. History might literally repeat itself on Mars. Astronauts might farm Martian potatoes using recycled urine just like ancient Romans. The ancient Romans would be so proud. Pecunia non olet on Mars. Isn't it amazing how history comes full circle? The things we consider useless trash today were once precious survival tools. It makes you wonder what modern items we throw away today. That future civilizations will consider priceless gold. Maybe our plastic trash or electronic waste will power future empires. Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. You will never look at a bottle of mouthwash the same way again. Every time you gargle blue minty liquid in front of your bathroom mirror, send a quiet nod of respect to the ancient Romans, and be thankful for mint flavoring. If you enjoyed discovering the smelliest secrets of human history today, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more absurd history stories. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Would you have stomped on pee for a living or mined bird poop on a desert island? Choose your medieval gross job in the comments. Share this video with a friend who complains about doing the dishes. Remind them how easy modern household chores really are.